Hello and welcome to another My Mom's Basement quick hitter on She-Hulk. She-Hulk episode 7. I looked it up because I thought that this was the penultimate episode. I thought She-Hulk was an 8 episode series, but it's actually 9. So next week will be the legendary My Mom's Basement penultimate episode.
And what do
But
we say about 9 episode series, Bob? They don't
that
make sense.
there's a secret one.
There's going to be a secret one to make it an even 10.
This was a interesting episode of She-Hulk, a very grounded episode, possibly the most grounded yet, in terms of the big dilemma. The episode is kind of just getting ghosted.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Boy, Josh got the cookie, didn't want to come back for more, and you're kind of just figuring out what happened there.
You called that, by the way, last week. You were like, this show, don't expect to see a nice guy in it.
Yeah. The nicest guy, basically. I mean, this is one of the nicest guys I've seen on screen, by appearances. You're like, oh, this guy's all good. And turns out not so good.
I think Abomination's actually the nicest guy in this show.
1,000% is. 1,000%.
A guy who has like 7 wives.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he has the wives too. I
They
wish
all
we
came
saw
to
the
his
wives.
trial. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know where they went. I was expecting to see him in his little cult running around or something.
Oh my God. This episode, I think I liked it more than the wedding episode. I think we said that was our least favorite one.
Too, yeah.
The one before that, I don't even remember.
Might have been just because of Tim Roth. I love him in this role.
Yeah, Tim Roth is just fucking really good at it. I'm so happy we brought him back. We just if you guys aren't watching Star Wars Andor, we just did a recap on there, and at the end of it, we talked MCU, we talked the Deadpool news, we talked Thunderbolt Ross news, all that kind of stuff. So check it out there. It's basically at the end of the episode, probably last 15 minutes or so. Yeah. So check that out. But I am so happy he's back in our lives, and it made me watch fucking Pulp Fiction again. I was like, man, I just gotta watch this
Is
guy.
That what got you to do it?
Yeah. And then apparently, part of my take had Danny DeVito on the day before, and he told him that he's an executive producer on it. And I turned it on, and there's Danny DeVito just in fucking big letters. I'm like, holy shit, I never noticed that. And I've watched Pulp Fiction 1,000 times.
How crazy is that, Danny DeVito? And he does have the credit in the opening title of the movie. Yeah.
What was the episode before before the wedding one? There, I think we said that one
was the wedding one, and then it was the cease and desist case where it was they're going back and forth with that, and the actual pretty funny story of the drip broker.
Yes, the drip broker. I think I like this one more than those two. And again, I think a big part of that is
I agree with that for sure. And you get a lot of just like there's not much of a B story in this one.
Yeah.
Right? There's like a little bit, but not really.
The B story is basically the texting the whole time. It's just always in your head, So I guess that's what I do, and what I liked about it.
So let's get into it. The episode opens with multiple dates with this guy Josh. We see that they're like pretty becoming officially dating at this point. They're seeing each other every day. And then you start to see like the days on screen. So it's like Friday, she invites him in, they do their business or whatever, do a little hoo-ha.
Bob. This is Steel. It's the adult podcast, just like it's the adult show. Our girl Jen got her fuck on, and I'm just really happy for our girl. Yeah. And it wasn't She-Hulk getting her fuck on. She-Hulk got her fuck on a few episodes ago. Our girl Jen got the fucking back plowed out. I'm very happy.
Important distinction for this episode. Very important. So she goes on a couple dates with him, sleeps with him, gets her back blown out, whatever he said. And then she can't get a text back, which is brutal. It's like, oh, after that, you're not going to text her back. You're going to ghost her. In this moment, she gets a call from Emil Blonsky's parole officer. And he's like, there's been a malfunction with the dude's inhibitor chip. So we got to go up to that retreat. I can't get cops to come with me. Why don't you come up as She-Hulk, provide security? They go up. He is not doing anything wrong. He just got a little electric jolt that malfunctioned it because his favorite chicken, Princess Silk Feather, was stuck in the fence. So he's up there. There's no cell service up there though, which obviously is bugging Jen because she's like, I can't get a fucking text back. Oh my god, blah blah blah. And she goes to get back in her car to leave. These two superheroes, Man Bull and not a Matador, but the Swashbuckler. Go fight in front of her. They wreck her car, leaving her unable to go home for the full day. So that's kind of the setup for the episode where it's like, this is where she is. She's at the retreat for the day. No cell service when the only thing she wants in the world is a text back.
That was El Aguia. I don't, but yeah, the Matador. We could definitely say that. At first, I thought it was our guy from Hawkeye with the swordsman.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had the mask on. I'm like, wait a second.
Kate Bishop's like stepfather.
Yeah, who was on the sus list, and I think he was a good guy by the end of it.
I think he
really
was.
Remember
he was rightfully on the sus list, though. They made him out to be sus of the show.
They knew what they were doing. Unfortunately for those very smart writers, these two guys here could sniff out a C word from a mile away. We knew the real problem was the girl that the woman he was dating. Were they dating or married? I don't even know what they were, but she was a C word. We have already been there. We're not even going to go down that hole again. Nothing worse than when you just need cell service. And we could just go back, rewind it back even more. Well, actually, first, in the way they open it up with like the getting ready montage where she's waking up, she's brushing her teeth, and you kind of just seeing it go throughout the day. I like the way that was shot. I don't really notice stuff like that usually, but I just enjoyed it. Tough look that our girl Jen's feeling herself, and to write, I can't stop smiling, and that's the text that gets ghosted. That hurts, because then you're just like, if I didn't write something that's kind of corny the whole time, is that the reason I got ghosted? Did he not like what we did in bed? What's going on? There was a lot of ways. I just, it's so hard. My girl Jen just keeps taking L's nonstop.
Keeps taking L's like unbelievable L's. And She-Hulk, as she points out later in the episode, doesn't really take that many L's. Jen, though, she takes a lot of L's. And there's no Wi-Fi in this place, like you said. When you can't get cell service, my phone is so bad that like if I lose service, if I have service and then lose it, I have to turn my phone off and turn it back on to get service again.
Oh,
it's a dilemma. I need a new phone because working at Barstool, it makes you like so paranoid at all times. If I'm away from my phone for 2 hours, I'm like, holy shit.
What phone are we dealing with here, Bobby?
The iPhone X.
The 10. iPhone X. Wow, yeah, you're throwback.
And I was rocking with the 5 before this for a long time.
And everyone look at Bob's background here on the YouTube. That's adorable.
It's a little drawing that my nephew Luke made of Baby Yo about a year ago.
Hand-drawn Baby Yo.
He's actually a much better artist at this point. He's crazy.
He crushes now?
Kids can learn how to do art and stuff.
Sienna's better artist than me.
It's crazy.
It's fucking embarrassing as well for me that she's better than me. I have the 13, and we have look at this dad mode. I have it has the weather now. You can put the weather on your homepage, and I have all my little things. And
I don't have the new iOS because I can't get that on my phone. It'll slow it down too much.
Let's get Bob a new phone. Come on,
give me a new tooth first. I got that fucking tooth. There's no Wi-Fi. She walks in on this meeting where there's a fucking porcupine and a vampire sitting there, which some people have criticized this show for making the Marvel Universe out to be something that no other shows or television movies have, in that there's a bit of the boys in it, and that like there's just superheroes running around. Not the boys in terms of like quality or vulgarity, but just the randomness of some superheroes out there. I actually like it. I like the fact that there's these shitty superheroes out there because it makes the Avengers out to be like, it's not just so that you get superpowers and you're like saving the world with the Avengers. It's like the best of the best. It's like the fucking NBA of superheroes is the Avengers.
We touched on this one of the previous episodes about how it just feels weird that it is kind of like the boys where all these people have superpowers now. It was with Titania, just like it's like Titania is just like a soup, right?
Yeah.
However, I did read something, just I caught it on Reddit or Twitter or something, where I don't know if it was Vision. Somebody said something about like ever since maybe the Battle of New York or something, there had been, or maybe one of Thanos' appearances, there had been an uptick in people who have these extraordinary abilities, and whether that's mutants or just these kind of people
even
that
from the snap, like that would be cool if like people that came back from the snap were genetically mutated, some of them, and that gives us a little M word there. But she walks in on this meeting, and Wrecker from a previous episode walks into the meeting as well, and she's like, she looks at the camera. She's like, you fucking remember that guy? You probably don't. Did they show him on the Previously On? No, show him on the Previously On right now. That was an amazing scene. Probably my favorite episode of this, or my favorite scene of this episode, because it was so self-aware and relatable, where they actually didn't show him on the Previously On. And then when she hit it, it was like, yeah, that's what would have spoiled it, his return.
I love meta shit like that. And they go previously on this guy. Like, what a great line. And it sounded like the way she says previously on, because obviously she's the one who narrates it. So all that stuff was absolutely perfect. And I think that was my favorite part as well. Did we get a She-Hulk graphic this episode? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. No. She
So,
picks him up, she throws him into a pile of chairs, and then everyone in the meeting's like, "Whoa, whoa, you can't be doing that. That's not the place for that." They make her sit down. She reads them her text to Josh, and
oh,
their reactions are brutal. And she's like, "I can't stop smiling." They're like, "No, no, you didn't say that, did you? You really said that?" And no, she says no one cares when I'm just Jen, but Josh did, and that's why it hurts so much that he ghosted me, Jen, because he actually cared about Jen. And they let her turn into Jen in front of them. They tell her, delete Josh's number. Delete it, delete it, delete it. They chant that. She deletes it. And then, speaking of Pulp Fiction, we do a little Quentin Tarantino 3 days earlier. We see that after they did their business, he copied her phone onto his.
They fucked, Bob. Say fucked.
They fucked.
After they fucked.
After they fucked, copied her phone onto his, and then texted back the Hulk King saying, like, basically, I got the blood. It was all in emojis, but it was like the syringe emoji, ask Smitty, he loves talking to his fans emoji. And then it was like the green lab chemist emoji, and it was like a thumbs up or something. The Hulk King, possibly Thunderbolt Ross, since we talked about him a little bit on the Andor podcast, possibly, the rumors say, the leader from the new Captain America movie, who's also the original, like one of the original villains in The Incredible Hulk, which would all kind of make sense.
I didn't see that one. Or who has the word king in their name already?
LeBron James.
Kingpin, Bob. We announced this fucking weeks ago.
Forgot.
We told you guys. He literally has him in his phone as Hulk King. Kingpin is Hulk King. We told you this episode 1 before we even knew that there was even going to be some sort of whole conspiracy trying to get her blood from it. So I don't think I'm starting to think that's not going to be the case. That would be way too obvious if they just put Hulk King out there. But Bob you didn't even fucking sniff it. So I'm gonna go to my grave.
No, I didn't. I thought you were talking about LeBron James.
LeBron James. LeBron,
is that our thumbnail this week?
That is our thumbnail for this week. Let's see. Do we do the thinking face or do I act like I'm dunking a basketball? There we go.
That was good.
LeBron James confirmed in She-Hulk.
I'll try to put a basketball in your hand.
LeBron James confirmed big bad in She-Hulk or Red Hulk, whatever you want to say.
Queen Elizabeth.
This is the dumbest recap show in the world, but I absolutely love it.
But you know what? It's fun. It's fun spending just like maybe 10, 15 minutes a week on She-Hulk. All right. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Join us next week for the penultimate She-Hulk recap. And if you like Andor, we're doing recaps of that. Check that out as well. We did one yesterday where we talked Marvel news at the end. And House of the Dragon on Sundays. Live recaps every Sunday. So check that out as well.
Drop us a comment who you think the Hulk King is.
Yes.
Could be a Hulk Queen, maybe. Maybe the return of the Queen.
That would be a good little swap. The Hulk King is a queen.
That would be, yes. They're progressive, right?
Pretty good.
What? The queen can't be the king? I mean, if we've learned anything with the show, men are the problem. So maybe the woman should become the king. I have to ask this. How did he get her blood?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. Because we said, me and my girlfriend watched it together, and I was like, he got her blood? Like, I said that out loud when I read the message. She's like, how? When? I was like, I don't know.
We talking pussy blood? Are we talking
I hope not.
Like, I don't want it. Like, that would be like, I'm that is the She-Hulk's blood extracted from her pussy and then Bob. I just like, I'm like, did he stick her with a needle? Because she'd wake up if it's like that giant needle.
Totally.
I don't get it. I don't know what's going. Like,
did she have a hangnail or something? I don't know.
Okay, so as long as we're agreed on that, the support group also said they wanted to kill Josh, and I was like, guys, Josh, good guy. Turns out Josh, my sus meter is so fucking. I can go either way.
Maybe she'll form like her Avengers at the end to go against Josh, and it's these people.
Sienna also made me rewind back to the previously on this guy's scene, and she's convinced that Josh is the guy wearing the construction hat. I don't think it was, but
I love that she's watching for stuff like that.
Dude,
that's adorable.
I was amazed. She's like, Dad, I told you. He's sus right there. He's wearing the construction hat. I'm like, what is going on right now? And her mom is like, I'll be like, oh, like, I've lived in this town basically my entire life, and she'll just pass by, and I'll be like, "Oh, when did that house get up?" She's like, "That house has been up all the time. They just took down their Christmas decorations 2 days ago." I'm like, "I don't know what's going on right now." So Sienna has her eye on stuff. If you go back to the previously on, there is a guy who kind of looks like Josh. I don't think it is, but God bless her little soul. I was like, "Oh, good work, Sienna. You know." So the Hulk King, I think, is our big question from here on out. We need cameos from here on out too. We had our little fun in the middle.
Give
we
us
need
Daredevil.
cameos.
I think we're getting Daredevil next week, so that'll work out.
Awesome.
Hopefully Daredevil next week. We'll see you then.